It's a clean start and what a race. A huge roar from the expectant crowd. Great start from Coleman, we expect that. Can Lyles come through? It's very, very tight. It's Noah Lyles! The champion roars once more!
In the summer of 2023, something happened that no one saw coming. The track world held its breath in Budapest, Hungary, where Team USA was looking for redemption, respect, and a spark. And then Noah Lyles stepped up, not just to win, but to rewrite history. He didn't just show up, he dominated. Lyles won gold in the 100 meters, 200 meters, and anchored the U.S. 4x100 meter relay team to victory. 3 events, 3 world titles, 1 legendary week. Not since Usain Bolt in 2015 had any man accomplished a sprint triple at the World Championships. Let's start with the 100 meters, a race that defines the fastest man alive. Lyles stormed to the finish line in 9.83 seconds, a personal best and world-leading time. The win silenced every critic who questioned his top-end speed and put him squarely in the conversation with sprinting legends. But Lyles wasn't done.
Round the bend, Hughes running well in the middle. Knighton's trying to go with him. Watch the clock. It's gold again.
In the 200 meters, his signature event, he clocked a blistering 19.52. Not just a win, but a message. This was his 3rd consecutive 200-meter world title, a feat that only the likes of Usain Bolt had managed. The smooth, effortless way Lyles pulled away on the curve and torched the straightaway was pure sprinting poetry. Then came the 4x100 meter relay.
It's pretty tight. Lyles will need a good leg here. Can he deliver? Was there ever any doubt? He promised 3. He's delivered 3 this week.
Teaming up with Christian Coleman, Fred Curley, and Brandon Carnes, Lyles took the baton for the final leg. Canada, Jamaica, and Italy were right there, but as Lyles exploded down the home stretch, there was no doubt. The U.S. crossed the line in a world-leading 37.38 seconds. As he finished, Lyles flashed 3 fingers to the crowd. The triple was complete. This wasn't just about medals. It was about redemption. Just 2 years earlier, Lyles had taken bronze in the 200 meters at the Tokyo Olympics. Critics said he couldn't win the big one. He'd spoken openly about mental health struggles, pressure, and expectation. Many wondered if his best days were already behind him, but Budapest proved them all wrong. Lyles didn't just win, he dominated on the biggest stage. His performances reignited American sprinting pride and re-established Team USA as a global powerhouse in track and field. The crowd reactions? Electric. Every race had the stadium on its feet. Every finish left jaws dropped. And after that final relay leg, the eruption was deafening. Lyles didn't just talk the talk, though he's never been shy in front of a mic. After the triple, he declared, "I've always known that I'm the fastest man in the world." That quote echoed across the internet, sparking headlines, debates, and memes. His media presence is bold, unfiltered, and powerful. Lyles has been vocal about marketing the sport, calling for more visibility and investment in track and field. He's a showman with substance, the kind of personality that transcends sports. Off the track, Lyles is also a mental health advocate. He's shared his battles with anxiety, depression, asthma, allergies, dyslexia, and ADD. In 2020, he made headlines for discussing his struggles and encouraging other athletes to speak up. That vulnerability, paired with his confidence, makes him a modern sports icon. Born in Gainesville, Florida, and raised in Alexandria, Virginia, Lyles comes from a track family. Both of his parents, Keisha Kane Bishop and Kevin Lyles, were collegiate athletes at Seton Hall University. He started out as a gymnast before shifting to sprinting at age 12. From an early age, he and his brother Josephus declared they would make the Olympic team together. Before turning pro in 2016, Lyles had already won gold at the Youth Olympic Games and double gold at the World U20 Championships in 2016. That same year, he chose to forego collegiate competition at the University of Florida to sign a professional deal with Adidas. Under coach Lance Brauman at Pure Athletics, Lyles developed into a force in both the 100 meters and 200 meters. He broke through early in his pro career with Diamond League wins and gradually chipped away at the record books. In 2022, He clocked 19.31 in the 200 meters, breaking Michael Johnson's long-standing American record. That time made him the third fastest man in history at the distance, behind only Usain Bolt and Johan Blake. Lyles' consistency is also legendary. He's broken 20 seconds in the 200 meters more than 40 times without wind assistance, more than any other athlete in history. In 2024, he set another milestone by winning the 100-meter gold at the Paris Olympics with a time of 9.79, edging Jamaica's Kashane Thompson in a photo finish. That win marked the first American victory in the Olympic 100 meters since 2004. Even when adversity hit, Lyles showed grit. At Paris 2024, he claimed bronze in the 200 meters after testing positive for COVID-19 just 2 days before the final. Despite being physically weakened, he battled to a podium finish and showed the heart of a champion. Beyond medals, Lyles is focused on elevating track and field as a global spectacle. He's outspoken about the need for athlete-driven storytelling, brand growth, and better promotion of stars in the sport. His YouTube channel, boasting hundreds of thousands of subscribers, offers fans a direct window into his life, mindset, and training. By winning the 100 meters, 200 meters, and 4x100 meters at the 2023 World Championships, Lyles didn't just have a career-defining moment, he reshaped the legacy of American sprinting. For a generation that grew up watching Bolt dominate, Lyles is the new face of speed. His triple gold wasn't just a personal triumph, it was a national moment, a statement that the U.S. sprinting machine is alive and well. Fans hailed him as the American Bolt. Others said he finally stepped out of Bolt's shadow and created his own legend. But Noah Lyles? He's not trying to be the next anyone. He's the first Noah Lyles. Since that historic week, Lyles has continued pushing limits. He won Olympic gold in the 100 meters at Paris 2024 with a time of 9.79 and remains a medal contender in every race he enters. He's now a 6-time world champion and a global ambassador for track and field. But Budapest was the turning point, the moment the world remembered why America matters in sprinting, the moment Noah Lyles did the impossible and changed everything. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if this inspired you. And let us know, will anyone ever match Lyles' triple gold feat, or has he set a new bar for greatness in track and field? The legacy has begun, and Noah Lyles is just getting started.
Can she chase the clock? Well, Tenchi moves past Hull to take second place. The crowd are on their feet. She's got a chance here. Faith Kipyegon is chasing it down. If she breaks it, it won't be by much. Faith Kipyegon going for the world record. Has she got it? Yes, she has!
This wasn't just another race, it was history unfolding in real time. Faith Kipyegon, already a 3-time Olympic gold medalist, stunned the world by breaking her own 1,500-meter world record at the 2025 Prefontaine Classic. And the way she did it, absolutely breathtaking. From near defeat just days earlier to an unthinkable comeback in Eugene, this is the story of how Kipyegon silenced the doubters, redefined the limits of middle-distance running, and left the track world in disbelief. Just over a week before Eugene, Faith Kipyegon had everyone talking, and not for the reasons she hoped. Her much-anticipated attempt to run the first sub-4-minute mile by a woman in Paris ended in disappointment. She faded sharply in the final stretch, clocking 4:06. For a multiple world record holder, it was a humbling moment. This performance came in an unofficial exhibition by Nike, and though it didn't count toward any formal record, Kipyegon was clearly aiming to set a new frontier for female athletes. Unfortunately, the effort left her exhausted and with critics questioning whether she was overreaching. But Kipyegon wasn't done. She used that failure as fuel. Returning to her signature event, the 1,500 meters, she stepped onto the track at Hayward Field with one goal: redemption. And she wasn't alone, the world was watching. The atmosphere at the 50th Prefontaine Classic was electric. A packed stadium, a perfect track, and all eyes on Kipyegon. Already twice a world record breaker in this event, she knew what it took, but this time the field was deeper, the stakes higher. Jessica Hull of Australia, Ethiopia's Diraibe Weltiji, and Great Britain's Georgia Bell were all in top form. Hull had earned a silver at the Olympics and was pushing into sub-3:53 territory. Welteji, a rising star, had steadily closed the gap on the elite. Bell, a seasoned competitor, was seeking a new PB. The race started fast, a calculated move. Kipyegon hit 400 meters in 1 minute, 1.61 seconds, and 800 meters in 2 minutes, 3.17 seconds, right on world record pace. She stayed tucked in behind the pacemaker, reached a final 300-meter burst clocked at a staggering 44 seconds. Her split for the final 400 meters was 59.1 seconds, faster than some of the men's tactical races. She surged past Hull and Welteji on the back straight, lengthened her stride with frightening ease, and powered through the final turn like a machine. The crowd was on its feet. Hayward Field echoed with cheers as Kipyegon stormed down the home stretch. When she crossed the line, the clock read 348.68, the fastest 1,500-meter time any woman has ever run. She had beaten her own previous world record by 0.36 seconds. Kipyegon's pacing was a masterclass. Her lap splits were balanced, her form never wavered, and her final lap was explosive. She didn't just win, she dominated. Dirabe Welteji finished second with a personal best of 3 minutes 51.44 seconds, the 5th fastest time in history. Jessica Hull came third in 352.67, and Georgia Bell clocked a season best 354.76 for 4th. Every major competitor behind Kipyegon ran exceptional times, yet none came close. This highlighted just how far ahead she remains, even among the elite. This wasn't the first time Faith Kipyegon made history in the 1,500 meters. She first broke the world record in Florence in 2023 with a stunning 349.11. Just a week later, she shocked the world again by breaking the 5,000-meter world record in Paris, a mark since overtaken by Beatrice Shebe. In 2024, she successfully defended her Olympic titles in both the 1,500 meters and 5,000 meters, cementing her dominance in 2 of the sport's toughest events. The Eugene performance marks the 3rd time she's set a new 1,500-meter world record, each time with a faster, more clinical run. After the race, Faith was visibly emotional. She credited her coach, her support system, and her faith for pushing her forward.
I would say yes. This is the time I was expecting. When I was in Paris, I say that it's still possible to run under 349, and I'm so grateful. I thank God. I thank my management. I thank my coach, all the supporting system who have been supporting me all through this journey. So it feels amazing. Yeah.
But perhaps most powerfully, she spoke about motivation.
No, to be honest, these ladies are pushing me to world record pace because, they're all running quick now. And I'm happy that, when I break a world record, even them, they're running very fast. And that is what I wanted, to motivate the younger generation to come and do even more better.
Kipyegon's humility and encouragement of her peers add to her legacy. She's not just chasing greatness, she's inspiring it. The same day Kipyegon rewrote the 1,500-meter record, her compatriot Beatrice Shebe made history too, becoming the first woman to run the 5,000-meter in under 14 minutes. Chebet clocked an unbelievable 13:58.06, crushing Gudef Tsage's previous mark by over 2 seconds. Her performance was a bold response to Kipyegon's dominance, and together they made the Eugene meet one of the most historic nights in track and field history. Jtich followed closely behind Chebet in 14:01.29, the 3rd fastest time ever. And even Sige, despite losing her world record, still clocked 14 minutes 4.41 seconds. The level of performance across the board was extraordinary. Their feats weren't just individual wins. They were a display of Kenyan excellence, resilience, and sisterhood. Faith Kipyegon's record isn't just another stat. It's a symbol of what's possible. In an era where athletes often peak young, she's defying the trend, staying at the top of her game while mentoring the next generation. She's proving that age, setbacks, and even recent failures don't define champions, heart and resilience do. And in a sport that's constantly evolving, her consistency stands out. Her message was loud and clear. For young runners watching, Kipyegon's journey is a masterclass in mental toughness and peak performance. And for fans, it's a reminder that we're witnessing history. What Faith Kipyegon did in Eugene wasn't just a record, it was a moment, one that will be replayed, studied, and remembered for years to come. From Paris heartbreak to Prefontaine glory, she reminded us all why she's the queen of middle distance running. If this story inspired you, hit that like button, subscribe for more world-shaking stories from the track, and drop a comment. Can anyone beat Faith Kipyegon in the 1500 meters? Because right now, it looks like no one can. This 18-year-old kid just did what no one thought possible. He stepped onto the track and humiliated Jamaica's top sprinters. Christian Miller, still in high school, ran a blistering 9.93 seconds in the 100 meters, a time so fast it stunned elite Jamaican sprinters who were expected to dominate. But that's exactly what happened when Christian Miller clocked a jaw-dropping 9.93 seconds in the 100 meters, not only a high school record, but a time that sent shockwaves through the global sprinting world. And the most stunning part? He left Jamaica's elite sprinters in the dust. This wasn't just a fast race, it was a statement. Christian Miller is no ordinary high school senior. Born on May 16, 2006, and hailing from St. Johns County, Florida, he attended Creekside High School where he quickly established himself as a sprinting prodigy. In 2023, he clinched the USATF U20 titles in both the 100 meters and 200 meters, clocking 10.06 and 20.51 seconds respectively. His 100-meter time was a junior class record and set a new U18 world record, surpassing Thailand's Purapol Boonson. Miller's fundamentals were already miles ahead of his peers. His talent didn't just lie in raw speed, it was his mechanical polish, race IQ, and poise under pressure that had coaches excited. He trained under a disciplined system that focused not just on speed, but on biomechanics, explosiveness, and racing strategy, the full package. But even with these accolades, nothing could have prepared the track world for what he'd unleash in 2024. On April 20th, 2024, at the Pure Athletics Spring Invitational in Claremont, Florida, Miller stunned the world. He started the day by tying his PB with a 10.06 in the heats, the fastest of all the prelims. But in the finals, he exploded out of the blocks and never looked back, clocking a blistering 9.93 seconds under win-legal conditions. This run shattered the American U20 record previously held by Trayvon Bromell, 9.97, and erased the national high school record of 10.00 set by Trentavis Friday in 2014. It also placed him as the third fastest U20 sprinter in world history, behind only Letsile Tebogo of Botswana and Bromell himself. That's not just fast, it's Olympic final territory. The time earned him USATF's Athlete of the Week honors, an acknowledgement that this was more than a personal best, it was a national moment. But this race was about more than just a time. It was about who he beat. In that final, Miller lined up against experienced sprinters from Jamaica, Brandon Hicklin and Michael Campbell. Hicklin had a wind-aided 9.94 to his name, and Campbell had consistently posted sub 10.10 performances. Yet Miller didn't just keep up. He controlled the race from start to finish. His acceleration phase was clean, his transition to top speed seamless, and his form remained relaxed even as others strained. The Jamaican sprinters were left trailing, confused, and visibly stunned. The American teen outclassing Jamaica's veterans. Jamaican sprinters have long been the gold standard in the 100 meters. Bolt, Blake, and Powell made sure of that. When an American teen not only beats but dominates national-level Jamaicans, it raises eyebrows. Miller's run wasn't a fluke. It was a clinic in sprinting, flawless execution, perfect stride rhythm, and composure beyond his years. Only 2 juniors in global history have gone faster. In a race where the top names were supposed to assert their dominance, Christian Miller flipped the narrative. The baton of sprint supremacy wasn't passed, it was snatched. The result not only rewrote record books, it altered perceptions in both the American and Caribbean track circuits. Track analysts and coaches didn't hold back. Social media buzzed with praise. Former sprinters and elite coaches described Miller as a once-in-a-decade phenom. USATF recognized his 9.93 run by naming him Athlete of the Week, a rare honor for a high schooler. Experts highlighted how unusual it is for an 18-year-old to show this level of biomechanical efficiency, from his block clearance to his upright sprinting form. His stride frequency, arm action, and facial relaxation signaled something you only see in elite pros. It wasn't just the time, it was how he ran it. In November 2023, Christian signed a letter of intent to join the University of Georgia. But after the 9.93 bombshell, the landscape changed. In October 2024, he announced that he'd signed a pro contract with Puma, choosing to bypass collegiate track altogether. That decision quickly paid off. In May 2025, Miller competed at the Golden Grand Prix in Tokyo, finishing third with a 10.08. Notably, he beat Christian Coleman, a world champion, in that race. Later that month, he was invited to the prestigious 2025 Grand Slam track event in Philadelphia.